I would support that 100%. But then we go from that paternity, once we find a mom and dad, then we send out a notice to the dad saying, you owe child support. Well, that's when the kind of the ruckus starts, because I don't want to pay child support, and if I'm going to pay child support, I want to see my kid. So then I go from the child support hearings to how much they owe and how much they should pay, to how often he or she visits and who has primary custody and who has legal custody. And so that's it's usually an interesting part of the week.
Now,
and then,
you mentioned, as part of talking about this, friend of the court. I guess unless you've been involved in this, you might not know what friend of the court means. Why don't you tell us a bit who they are and what they do?
Every county has a friend of the court, and whether that's a good name or not, I don't know, because most people don't think they're friends because they're ordering child support. But they are helping the court insofar as working with these kind of cases. In Saginaw County, Susan Prine is a friend of the court. She has a large staff. She has a staff of attorneys. And these people go out and give the judges guidance on running child support guidelines for us. For instance, how much the person should pay in child support. They try to resolve any parenting time issues. They try to resolve custody issues, trying to do things before they get to the judge, and which is kind of a form of mediation in a lot of places. We have a facilitator, Denise Clack, who facilitates cases right away now. In divorce cases, we have every divorce, with or without children, go right to the facilitator as soon as an answer and a complaint is filed, so that she can set up a temporary living arrangement, payment arrangement, parenting time arrangements, trying to minimize the effect of the divorce on the whole family.
Well, lots of times you hear that takes a long time to get into court. Maybe for these kind of cases in particular, I would imagine that the friend of the court helps you with what otherwise would be a long time frame. Is that accurate to say that?
Oh yeah. You know, one of the problems we have, especially in Saginaw County, probably isn't unique, is that the criminal docket is huge. And the criminal docket, in some cases, takes precedence over anything else, because you have time limits on, speedy trial, on evidentiary hearings, etc. And people that are in jail, people are out of jail. And crime isn't going down. And so those people get priority, unfortunately, over the people who have a family that is being split up or broken up and who really needs some guidance. Whether it's fair or not is left to debate. But
so I guess the non-criminal stuff then goes first, and the rest of this goes after.
Yeah, the criminal goes first, and the non-criminal comes after. But we've been trying to. We do things. We have a domestic relations committee in Saginaw, which is a group of lawyers who work on the divorce and parenting time issues.
Now, you mentioned when we were talking before this about that particular, that's a committee, and they make recommendations?
Yeah, they've been becoming more and more active in Saginaw. And what they do is they say, okay, we all deal with divorce, we all deal with parenting time. We have the same issues with all the judges, and maybe the judges handle things differently. Maybe I do things different than Judge Kazmarek or Judge Borchard. So they would like us to have some uniformity, which I agree. And so I've been meeting as presiding judge. I've been meeting with them and working on different things. For instance, having a uniform pretrial order that will set forth time guidelines, when they have to have their witness list in, when they have to have their exhibit list in, when the trial's going to go, what reasons they can have to adjourn it. Because we as judges like to see these trials go forward, because we want them off our docket. But when you got a judge and you got two lawyers and you got clients, someone might get sick, someone might have a problem that delays it. But we want to make sure we minimize those delays as much as we can and get these people in and get their day in court if they really need it.
Well, within the framework then of these issues that have chew up a lot of your time, there is from time to time an issue about the number of judges we have, whether there should be more or less, and how long you can serve. And I think in Saginaw, there's going to be an empty judgeship now. Now, what creates that or caused that? Was it a personal choice, or is somebody just decide you're done?
No, Judge Crane is limited out, not term limited out, but limited out because of age. Once you become 70, you can finish out your term, but you can't run again in the state of Michigan as a judge. So Judge Crane is going to be done as of this coming December. So to take his place, there has to be a open election, and that's for a full 6-year term. And right now you've got 2 or 3 candidates out there that are circulating petitions and looking to fill that spot. We also have Judge Bowes, who was appointed by Governor Granholm in the fall of 2008, I believe, to finish out the term of Linda Heescott, and she's up for re-election, or she's up for election on filling out that partial term as an incumbent judge.
So we'll have 2 new people, well, sort of new people.
And I think Judge Borchard is also up in the circuit court.
We're going to be coming up pretty soon to the end of this. A half hour goes quick. But you mentioned PPOs earlier. What, in the couple of minutes that we got left here, what is a PPO, and why are they from time to time controversial?
Well, PPO stands for Personal Protection Order.
Yeah.
And they came about in about 1996 as a result of domestic violence. In other words, to aid victims of domestic violence is what their intent was. So that somebody doesn't stalk or beat or harass a wife, girlfriend, husband, boyfriend. They became very, I want to say, misused over the several years that we've had them, where people are using them for neighborhood disputes, landlord-tenant disputes, and so on. And you know, it's at the point where you say, maybe I should just give everyone in the county a PPO, and then let them come in and say which ones I don't need. But it takes a lot of time, because we have a separate office in the courthouse just to handle the filling out of all the paperwork for PPOs.
And if I remember, you do the bulk of those, don't you?
I do all of them initially. In fact, I handle all of them unless there's a PPO that involves a subsequent divorce or custody of a child, or some family members in juvenile detention or system. And what I'll do is I'll look at that, decide whether it should go to the other judge, and we try to keep those. If I have a PPO come in and there's a fight between parents or children, I try to get it to the judge who's dealing with that family, so that that judge can have sort of one judge, one family.
Sure, they have more knowledge about the case, I guess.
But they're a good tool. I mean, they're a tool that the police can use to make a warrantless arrest. If I issue a restraining order against somebody and that person keeps stalking, that person keeps following, that person beats somebody up, they can go and arrest that person right away without a warrant. And so it's really a good tool.
Well, we're stuck. We're running out of time, unfortunately. Maybe we can have you come back, Judge, and talk about PPOs and some of the other things the next time you're around. This is Senator Roger Kahn. I thank you very much for visiting with me and with Judge Pat McGraw, talking about some of the issues in probate and family court. Have a good day.